Welcome into Steelers Talk, Yinzers. I've been waiting to do this video for a very, very long time. It all comes down to this, my final Steelers mock draft for the 2023 draft season. Can't wait to share with you guys my predictions for what GM Omar Khan, head coach Mike Tomlin, and the Steelers front office are going to do in this year's NFL draft. But first, make sure that you go ahead and subscribe to our main channel here at Chat Sports, where we're going to be going live for every single pick in the 2023 NFL Draft starting tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Every single pick in the first round, we are going to have you covered. We got some great draft analysis for all 31 picks tomorrow evening. And then also make sure to join us live here on Steelers Talk for day 2 of the 2023 NFL Draft. The Steelers have, of course, the top pick in round 2 this year at number 32. They got pick 49. It's going to be a really great time. Can't wait to share that with you guys. Make sure that you're subscribed and turn on notifications so you know when we go live on Friday. All right, now before we get into this big mock draft here is what the Steelers have to work with right now. You got that first round pick, 17th overall. You get pick number 32 from the Chicago Bears in that Chase Claypool trade that GM Omar Khan absolutely fleeced the Bears with at the trade deadline this past year. You got another second rounder, you got a third rounder, a fourth rounder, and 2 sevenths for a total of 7 picks. Now let's get this thing started with a trade, Steeler Nation. I actually think that Omar Khan is somebody that's an extremely aggressive GM. I think that he's going to want to move up for the guy that he wants, and I think it's going to be an offensive tackle. And I'm not exactly sure which offensive tackle they're going to want, but GM Omar Khan here and his assistant, Andy Weidel, formerly with the Philadelphia Eagles, they are trying to mold this front office in the mold of the Eagles and what their GM, Howie Roseman, likes to do in their front office. And if you know anything about the Eagles and their draft strategy, they like to take trench players, offensive line and defensive line, in the first round with their first round picks. And right now, I think offensive tackle is that biggest need for Pittsburgh along the trenches. It's a premium position. I think that that's what's going to be the move for the Steelers. I think they are going to move up here, and I think it's going to be very interesting to see what they do come tomorrow night. And when it comes to who they're going to trade up for, it's going to be one of these 4 guys. Do I know exactly which one it's going to be? No, I can give my best guess. I have my best guess for you here in just a second, but Paris Johnson Jr. is the number 1 guy on my board. Peter Skoronski is the technician. Broderick Jones is the power blocker. And then Darnell Wright is also a great option for you there from Tennessee. And the reason why I think that they're going to be trading up here is because you only got 4 of the top offensive tackle prospects this year, but there is a number of teams that are going to be looking to get tackle help in the first round this year. You got the Bears, the Eagles, the Titans, the Patriots, the Jets, and the Commanders. 6 teams before the Pittsburgh Steelers pick at number 17 that are going to be looking to get offensive tackle help. And even the Cardinals. There's rumors that the Cardinals might stay put at number 3 and take a guy like Paris Johnson Jr. So it's looking like that the Steelers, if they want to get their guy to replace Dan Moore Jr. and protect the blind side of Kenny Pickett, they are going to need to trade up. And I think that they're going to here. I think they're going to trade up with the Tennessee Titans just outside of the top 10 here to pick number 11. I think that the amount that the Steelers are going to be willing to give up is 17 and 49. So that's that second round pick that the Steelers have. I think that the Bears might be asking for just a little bit too much than what the Steelers are going to be willing to give up. But I look at the Titans. It's a team with a lot of needs. I think all the quarterbacks are going to be off the board. The Titans need to get a lot better in many respects, in my opinion. I think that they would take that second round pick, or that additional second round pick, to move back just a couple of spots. So let me know in the comment section right now, would you make this trade tomorrow night? Let me know in the comment section by typing yes or no, and give me your reasoning in the comment section. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's show. So whenever you get an ad break here, just go into the comment section, find that pinned comment. It'll be right there at the top, and answer today's question. So with the 11th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, I predict the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to select Offensive tackle from Tennessee, Darnell Wright. Now, this one might come to as kind of a shock to some of you because you guys know how big of a fan I am of Paris Johnson Jr., but everything that I have seen when it comes to the Steelers and who they like this draft season, everything points to this being the Steelers guy. Darnell Wright, massive human being at 6'6", 335 pounds. This guy absolutely tested off the charts at the Combine. This guy is an absolutely fantastic talent, man. You look at this, for a guy that size, to have that kind of speed grade, to have that kind of athleticism at 6'6", over 330 pounds is incredible. This guy has been flying up draft boards lately, and when I watched him on film, man, it's very, very easy to see the pros with this guy. He's got the great size there, of course, at 6'6", 342 pounds is what he was listed at. He's got the athleticism that you look for at the tackle position. He can play in any scheme that you want. He's got some of the best power blocking run skill set in this entire draft class. Now, he has some balance issues sometimes, but he showed some really good things at the Senior Bowl. He was by far the best offensive tackle at the Senior Bowl this year, and there's some concerns that he's not going to be able to move over to left tackle, but I really think that he has that opportunity because he's just so dang good, man. He didn't play especially well at left tackle at Tennessee, but he was a younger person, and he moved over to right tackle. He was fantastic. I think he's going to have a chance to replace Dan Moore Jr. as the future left tackle of the Pittsburgh Steelers, but if that's not really his home, if the left side just is unnatural to him, you can still plug him in at right tackle. He's going to be really, really good for you. Let Dan Moore Jr. and Okorafor battle it out for the left tackle spot, or even if tackle doesn't work out for Darnell Wright, you can kick him inside. He's going to be one heck of a power blocking guard for you. I think it's a very easy and very safe pick. If you are the Pittsburgh Steelers, Darnell Wright, I think, is probably going to be the pick come tomorrow night. So I want to tell you guys about the brand new NFL Draft channel that we have here from Chat Sports. It's a channel completely dedicated to the NFL Draft. We're going to be having a bunch of content going out there over the NFL Draft, or over the span of it. We're going to have a bunch of pick analysis for a bunch of teams. It's going to be fantastic. So if you're an NFL Draft junkie and you want the expert analysis here at Chat Sports for a bunch of different players, a bunch of different picks, and a bunch of different teams, go ahead, do me a favor, go down there, youtube.com/chatnfl to subscribe to our NFL Draft channel. Like I said, we're going to be putting a bunch of great stuff up there this weekend. So now I'm getting a call here at number 32 overall. Now it's time to make another trade. Mike Tomlin at the pre-draft press conference earlier this week made it abundantly clear. Number 32 is for sale, and I think that they're going to try to make a deal with somebody. I think that team that wants to move up is going to be the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins need a tackle very, very badly, and I think that Omar Khan is going to be able to fleece another team out of some picks here. So what I have here, and this is, I think, was probably the most realistic package here, the Steelers are going to get pick 51, so they're going to move from 32 to 51, and then you get a third-round pick, number 84, so an additional third, and then you get an additional second-round pick in next year's NFL Draft. That could be absolutely crucial because next year's NFL Draft is going to be fantastic. I think the Dolphins want to address that tackle position this year, and they're going to be willing to give that up, and in exchange, the Steelers are going to give them pick number 32 and their fourth-rounder this year, 120. So you get that additional second-rounder that could prove to be crucial in a really, really highly touted draft class in 2024. So now let's get to our second round pick now. Number 51 now. I have the Steelers taking Julius Brents, cornerback out of Kansas State. Now, could he go earlier than this? Absolutely. I have a late first round grade on Brents. I think he's a fantastic player, but you look at the PFF big board right now, he's like 66th there, so it's absolutely possible that he makes it here to number 51. I think he's got Pittsburgh Steeler written all over him. He's very, very long and very big. 6'4", 202 pounds. This guy can move very, very well as well. You take a look at his testing numbers this year. Everything is in the elite to good category. He's not going to burn you. Okay, the one thing that's not great with Brents is that his long speed, 4.53, it's not terrible, but it's not elite. And if you can get past him in press man coverage, you can burn him, which is one of the cons on him. In fact, it's one of the only cons that I had on him when I watched his college film over the last couple of months. He's got that great size that you look for. The arm length is incredible. You can see in that picture there just how long this guy is. And then for as big as Brents is, his hip fluidity is absolutely incredible. You just don't see corners that big move as well as Brents does. He's got great acceleration and instincts in both zone and man. If he's there in the second round for the Steelers, I think you can add him to this cornerback depth chart here, where you got Patrick Peterson to kind of be that mentor for him in the first couple of years. But I absolutely think Brents is the type of guy that can move into that cornerback one role in the near future. And you got Ahkello Witherspoon. You still got Levi Wallace. Arthur Maulet is still there as well. I really do think that this guy, Julius Brents, is the guy for the Pittsburgh Steelers in round 2. Don't think the Steelers are going to take a corner in round 1, because that's not really how the Eagles do things, so I don't think that's how the Steelers are going to be doing some things. And hold on, guys, hold on right now. I'm getting another call to trade down here in round 3. It is the Carolina Panthers, and we are going to move down yet again here, and we are going to get the 93rd overall pick. So we're going to move down a couple spots here, but we're going to get an additional 5th round pick here. So the Panthers are going to get pick 80. We're going to get 93 and 145. So without further ado, let's go right to our next pick in the 3rd round, which is pick number 84 that we got from the Miami Dolphins. And that pick is going to be edge rusher Derek Hall out of Auburn. Now, my comp for this guy is Frank Clark. I think that this guy is not the best run stuffer in the world whatsoever, but if you're the Steelers, you don't really need that right now. You got Derek Hall right now. You take a look at what he does really well. He's not the biggest guy in the world, right? You see how he's in the red there on the size grade, but everything else is elite. And then you take a look at the film. He's got the moves that you look for. He's got the speed that you look for, the bend along the edge. I think that Derek Hall is a fantastic prospect that is going to be a really good pass rusher, a real pass rush specialist. And because he's not so great against the run, I think he's going to fall a little bit here. I think that he's going to be kind of dipping a bit. He's going to fall to round 3. And for the Steelers, who need a guy that can go behind Alex Highsmith and TJ Watt and be that true pass rush specialist on 3rd downs and on obvious passing situations. He doesn't have a bunch of moves right now, but I think that he's got the long arms, the stout build that you look for in a pass rush specialist here. I think that Frank Clark is my comp for him, and we all know how good Frank Clark has been in the National Football League, particularly in those obvious passing situations. I think he's a fantastic prospect. I think he's a fantastic option for you if you want to have that 3rd edge rotational piece behind TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith. I think this is a steal for the Steelers in round 3. So we're going to get to the rest of my mock draft here in just a second, but first make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this kind of content, Steelers content. We have videos for you every single day. We're going to have great, awesome Steelers draft content all throughout the week. We're going to be breaking down every single pick. And if that's not enough for you guys, we are currently in a sub-battle with the rest of the teams here in the AFC North at Chat Sports. We're just 3 subscribers behind the Bengals breakdown right now. We're kind of kicking everyone else's butt right now. But I really, really want to win this sub-battle for draft week. This is a particularly special week to me, guys. So make sure you click that subscribe button for awesome Steelers draft coverage all week. Then we get into round 3 here, pick 93 that we traded down with Carolina for. I'm going to pick Jervin Dexter Sr. here, defensive tackle from Florida. It's very obvious to me that the Steelers like this kid, and if he's there in round 3, I think that this is going to be something that they really consider. 6'6", 312 pounds. I really like Jervin Dexter Sr. here. I think that he's got some very nice upside. All right, you take a look at his testing numbers here. Great to elite in most of everything, especially the speed. Like, as a nose tackle, this guy has a chance to be an absolute monster in the middle, in my opinion. Now, the big thing on him is that he might have the worst get-off I have ever seen from a defensive lineman prospect. Like he takes a good 2 seconds before he even starts moving. So his pass rush is just not very effective, or at least it wasn't in college. But I think that's something that can really, really be fixed at the NFL level, especially with a guy like Mike Tomlin that is really good at getting the most out of people. He's got great speed and athleticism. This guy block sheds in the run game extremely well. Great run stuffer. I think he can be that nose tackle of the future for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Replace Montravius Adams as that starter there. You brought in Braden Fajoku in free agency. I think if you bring in Jervin Dexter, you got a great run blocker from day one with some real nice pass rushing upside, because if you have hands as powerful as he has and you have that athleticism, you can really do some damage. Then we get into round 5 here, a couple rounds past here, and I've got the Steelers addressing inside linebacker with Ivan Pace Jr. out of Cincinnati. I really like Ivan Pace Jr. He's a little bit undersized at 6 foot, 235 pounds. But man, this guy was the top graded inside linebacker in the country last year with a 93.2 PFF grade. This guy is really good in coverage, and he's a really effective blitzer, man. I mean, if you take a look at the stat line on him, it is absolutely incredible. Now, the testing numbers weren't so great, which is why I think he might fall here to the 5th round. Now, he's got some nice speed numbers. I really like him as a prospect, guys. I think that grade that he got at Cincinnati last year, that's no fluke. I think Ivan Pace Jr. can really be a nice coverage linebacker for the Steelers moving forward. He's a little bit undersized, so he might be playing in more of those third down nickel type situations where it's more he's going to have to face the pass more often, where he's blitzing, where he can use that nice pass coverage ability. He's not really good against the run right now. He goes into the wrong fit too often. He doesn't, get his eyes up enough. He misses tackles in the run game as well. But I think that pass rushing skill set, along with the pass coverage skill set, makes him a great nickel option in the linebacker room for the Steelers on day one. Got your starters there with Cole Holcomb and Landon Roberts. It seems like the Steelers really like those guys as their starters, their 1 and their 2 option. Of course, you got Mark Robinson. Hopefully he can ascend to a nice role next season. But I think they're going to be taking an inside linebacker in the middle rounds here. Ivan Pace Jr., a little bit undersized, not so great against the run, but I think in those nickel packages, he could really do some damage. So who is your sleeper pick in this year's NFL draft that you want the Pittsburgh Steelers to pick up in the middle to late rounds? Let me know who your guy is in the comments section. Ivan Pace Jr. is one of my guys. I think he's going to be a really good nickel linebacker, coverage linebacker in the league. But let me know who's your guy in the comments section. All right, now we're getting into our 7th round picks here. At pick 241, I had to put B.J. Thompson on here, guys. I've taken him in just about every single mock draft I've had this entire process, and that's for a reason. This guy, I think, has the potential to be a true superstar level talent as an outside linebacker. I think that he's still pretty old. So the cons on him, what I'll say, is that he is old for a developmental prospect. He's like 25 years old, and he still has a ways to go. Teams aren't going to like that. That's why he's going to be a day 3 prospect. But you take a look at what this guy could become. 6'6", 238 pounds. He's got incredible length and athleticism and get off and bend off the edge. And then he's got the coverage upside as an outside linebacker because he's a former DB, and that shows up on film. This guy could absolutely transform within the next couple of years to be a real weapon on defense for Mike Tomlin. Now, you get Derek Hall, another edge rusher, earlier on in this draft to be kind of that more for sure thing, that for sure edge rusher, that third rotational piece. But B.J. Thompson, you draft him in round 7 to be that developmental piece. Hopefully by 2022, 2024, or 2025, this guy can be a bona fide starter for you if you are the Pittsburgh Steelers. Then you get to round 7, pick 251 here. One of the last picks in the draft, actually. I don't know if Daniel Scott gets here because I know a lot of teams like his athleticism, but the Steelers have met with him. They seem to like him, and I think that if he's here in round 7, the Steelers will take him. Take a look at the safety room right now. Minkah Fitzpatrick and DeMonte KZ probably going to be playing a lot of split field coverage under Mike Tomlin this year. You got Keanu Neal to be more of that box safety when they want to go into that more one safety package. Of course, you can go to the 3 safety package. Of course, Daniel Scott is somebody that could potentially be free safety or strong safety, in my opinion. He's got the size, and man, he's got the athleticism. This guy can move move, and this guy is got pretty good size, man. I'm not going to lie, dude. Like this guy can do a lot of things at the safety position, but the big thing on him is that he's got really short arms, and that really leads to some tackling issues. Missed a lot of tackles in college. Not a particularly effective run defender, but he's good in pass coverage. He's got good size. I think he's going to be a really good either free safety or cover 2 safety in the National Football League. If that's what the Steelers are looking for, then great. But if they want to run a lot more single high stuff and they want to put Daniel in a strong safety role, not sure if that's really his cup of tea. But man, this guy can cover. This guy can move. I think that this guy's going to be a pretty darn good player in the National Football League. So you take a look at the draft haul here. My final mock draft haul for your Pittsburgh Steelers. I got them trading up for Darnell Wright in the first round. I think that's what's going to happen. Julius Brents in round 2 there, a really good corner that could be your cornerback 1 within the next couple of years. You got your 3rd rotational edge rusher. Steelers really need one of those. You get one with Derek Hall. Jervin Dexter Sr., you get your nose tackle there in round 3. Ivan Pace Jr. in round 5 to be that nickel linebacker. Really good blitzer, really good in pass coverage. Love that pick in round 5. Then you get a potential superstar developmental talent in round 7 in B.J. Thompson there, and Daniel Scott, pretty darn athletic safety prospect that hopefully can develop into a starter over the next couple of years. And of course, you get that extra 2nd round pick from Miami. That is awesome. Next year's draft class is supposed to be phenomenal. Getting that extra 2nd rounder will be massive for the Steelers in 2024. That's going to be it for today's show, man. Go ahead and grade my final Steelers mock draft. I worked really, really hard on it, trying to find the right trade partners, all this different stuff. I think not only is this possible for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I would be ecstatic if this is the draft haul that the Steelers walked away with. Give me a grade in the comment section here, A, B, C, D, or F. I can't wait to see what you guys think about this mock draft in the comment section. Like I said, guys, that's going to be it for today's show. If you want I'm going to be releasing my top 50 big board and my final NFL mock draft for the first round on my Twitter tomorrow. So if you want to get that additional NFL draft content to start your morning off tomorrow, go ahead and follow me at Jack_Sperry. Of course, I'm going to be doing a bunch of Steelers draft coverage all weekend long and reactions to the picks. So if you want that additional Steelers content, you want that extra NFL draft content, do me a favor, go to Twitter at Jack_Sperry and give me a follow today.